Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to bring you day 3 of this beautiful holiday themed Zentangle challenge that I'm doing, which is called JoyTangle. Today we are on day 3, and as you all know, we have 25 different prompts for all the 25 days of this challenge. But we are on day 3 right now, and the prompt for today is Kazique, which is a beautiful, beautiful tangle by Cyndi Knapp. Now, if you're interested to have a look at the step outs of these tangles that I'm going to be using in the composition today, as well as some background information as to how they were created, and if you want to know about their origin story, then I'm going to put the links to these as always in the description box below. So make sure that you check that. And without further ado, let's get to the drawing portion of today's video. So if you've been following the challenge, then you probably know that I'm using this classic holiday color palette with a combination of green, gold, and red pens. So again, for today's composition, I'm starting off with my dark green pen, and I'm going to start putting in these outlines for the tangle. Now, if you look at the step out, they're actually arranged in a slightly more geometric and symmetrical form, which was, I think, the original intention behind creating this tangle. But sometimes when I like a particular tangle, I like to just take fragments of it and use them in slightly different ways. So over here, I'm actually using the leaf shape, or almost like the eye shape, of that tangle, and just kind of scattering it across my composition, pretty much like leaves. They're also, almost like an almond shape, but they can be like absolutely symmetrical from the top and the bottom if that's what you prefer. So anyway, like I said, I'm using it as a fragment and I'm adding all these little outlines. And then once I'm happy with the placements, I'm going to go in and start adding in some details. Now, one of the reasons why I was really attracted towards this tangle is because of all the possibilities for embellishment. And they actually stem from this beautiful little middle line that sort of splits the shape into two parts. And then you have these triangular edges. And you can actually do this in so many different combinations, because you can do, either mirror images on both sides, or you can also sort of do like a reverse approach, where if you're doing one section in black, then you actually do the mirroring section in white for that particular area. So almost like notans. And you can actually create like a very beautiful effect with that. So that was one of the things that really, really, sort of drew me in towards this tangle. And I really love tangles which have this combination of organic as well as geometric forms. So over here, just like I've scattered the leaves in a very organic style, what I really like is the fact that I can add in these little graphic or geometrical details with these little triangular shapes and straight lines, etc. inside the leaves. So yeah, definitely love this combo. So hence adding all of that over here. And you'll actually now see me embellishing this in different ways for the next few seconds. Now again, I'm using a combination of all the green pens and the gold pens and the white pens that I have in my palette. And as you can see, I'm embellishing it with little dots, little lines, other sort of things like little borders here and there, and so on and so forth. So the idea is to again make it very festive, very joyful, and add these micro patterns inside the bigger shapes. Feel free to go heavy on the gold if you're like me and you like all things blingy and festive. So yeah, you can add glitter, you can add so many other things to, compositions like these. And especially if you're creating greeting cards, or if you're, adding these as part of your gift tags or something which is more personalized, then definitely these patterns will bring a lot of joy to whoever sees them, or whoever is the receiver of those gifts on which you're drawing all of this. So yeah, basically just go and have fun. Now, once I was fully happy and satisfied with the way I had done the embellishments and all these little decorative motifs for the Kazique sections, I moved on to adding a little aura line around those leaves, which actually then extended to being an aura all around the top half of the frame altogether. And that's to basically create a separate space or a separate section for another tangle, which is going to go in there. And then I kind of like added a little bit of gold inside that little aura line. So it almost, looks like those kintsugi pieces, that Japanese art of repairing broken ceramics or broken pottery, where they use real gold to sort of join pieces together. So it kind of reminds me of that. And I love using this technique because it almost feels as if there are two sections which are literally joined together with that gold line in the middle. So yeah, it's like two fragments within the same composition. So I love doing that, and that's why I created this particular frame or section on the top. And with that in place, I started to add another tangle, which is one of our Zentangle classic favorite tangles called Scena. And you've probably seen Scena a lot on my YouTube channel because I've used it in a bunch of different projects in the past as well. It's a beautiful, elegant tangle, and especially if you're looking to practice your S stroke, then this tangle can come in really handy. You can draw this and really, really refine how to go about drawing those S strokes. And what I really like to do is add a little bit of line weight towards the end, which is a technique called peppering in the Zentangle method, again, which is inspired from the tangle called pepper. So yeah, just adding a little bit of peppering. And I'm basically switching my pen color after every few strokes because it sort of reminds you of those peppermint candy patterns, or like almost like, I don't know, like windmills in motion, but with these red and green blades, I suppose. So it has this whirlpool like quality to it. So that's what I was going for. And once that was done, I came back to my gold pen and decided to add in some filler patterns, which are basically just embellishments. They're not really patterns. So just adding in a few teardrop-like shapes with dots. And I'm really sorry that it's a little bit out of focus over here, but in just a few seconds, it will go back, into focus. Sometimes when I'm working with metallic pens, or if I'm drawing for too long, just a slight tilt of the table, or just a slight change in the nature of the pens, especially with these metallic pens, can cause like a focus shift. And because I usually try to keep my camera very, very close to the drawing so that you can see the most of it and, see it all up close. So sorry about that. I will try to get better, I promise. And with that done, I went back in to those empty spaces around the Kazique leaves, as well as to some sections inside Kazique as well, inside those Kazique leaves, to basically add in a few more dots, some embellishments here and there, basically because I wanted to sort of make it a slightly more dense pattern than the way it was right now, and just wanted to fill in all the empty gaps and empty spaces. And then as the final step, I just decided to take my dark green pen and just sort of accentuate the outlines a little bit here and there, which basically just builds the contrast a little bit in the drawing. And it also sort of creates a little bit of more emphasis on certain patterns that I want to, I want to make them stand out a little bit more against the others, basically. So it kind of highlights and emphasizes certain details a little bit better. And then same thing with my white jelly roll pen, just adding in some little details here and there for contrast and to create some highlights. And of course, time for us to remove the washi tape and see the beautiful, clean, crisp edges. This time the washi tape came off really, really easily. So yeah, I guess a couple of them were just not really good, but most of them seem to be okay. And actually, let's have a look at this drawing with the other two pieces that we have done so far. So today we are on day 3, and I really, really like how this series is building up. So yeah, definitely one of my most favorite color combinations, and I think I'm gonna do this every year now. So if you have any tangle suggestions for next year already, drop them in the comments box, because I am already mentally preparing my prompts list. So yeah, drop them in the comments below. And I hope you liked watching this tutorial. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. You can find all the details in the description box below. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I promise I'm going to keep putting lots more exciting tutorials for all of you. I will see you very, very soon. Till then, keep creating.